So, today our topic of discussion is training module for vendor management. So, let me take you through this presentation. So, vendor management is the support system. The term vendor management is used when describing the activities included in researching and sourcing vendors. A company could work with a few dozens or even hundreds of different vendors, all with different contract terms, pay rates, and points of contact that must be managed through a vendor manager. Vendor management is typically broken down into the following four steps, which we'll see in the next slide. So, the first step is the establishment of the business goals mentioned above. It is much easier to select and manage vendors when you have clearly defined performance parameters to compare and contrast. The second part of the process is to select the best vendors that will be available and will be able to match your company's performance characteristics. Every vendor will have its strengths and weaknesses, and choosing the right one is a very critical task to optimizing operational results. Third is managing your suppliers. On a daily basis, your vendor managers will need to monitor performance and output, ensure contract terms are being followed, approve or disapprove changes, provide feedback, and develop relationships through effective communication, honesty, and integrity. Finally, the fourth aspect of vendor management is meeting your goals on a consistent basis. This requires continuous work in influencing vendors to meet performance objectives to ensure profitability. So, vendors, as we call it, the support system, are the source of the suppliers. Like, they provide all kinds of necessary equipments, raw materials, or the things which aren't easily available, or we don't have the proper right know-how of them. Like, vendors are the one who help you to have these resources at your fingertips and help you in having your right construction projects or any kind of constructions materials, and those projects which are in first term to be completed within a time duration. So, next is responsibilities of vendor management. Developing and sustaining long standing relationships with company approved vendors, meeting with suitable vendors to assess their products, inquire about their services, negotiate pricing, and communicate any product or service related concerns. Conducting research on available vendors to determine which vendors offer the best pricing and product quality. Continually monitoring sales trend to determine which products are more popular than others. Implementing vendor selection programs to ensure that the best vendors are secured. Also, conducting interviews with new vendors and informing approved vendors of their responsibilities and obligations, establishing standards by which to assess the performance of approved vendors, evaluating current vendor management programs, and identifying ways to improve them. Next is vendor management and its importance. Like, vendor management is crucial for the success of your business. There are 7 reasons why vendor management should be a top priority for your organization. First is mitigate risks. To effectively reduce supplier risks, whether in terms of operations, unforeseen cost implications, or regulatory compliance, you need increased visibility. Vendor management can track your suppliers and provide the data you need to identify supplier risks so that you can take the necessary steps to mitigate them or choose an alternative vendor. Second is optimize performance. Once you have a supplier active in your vendor management system, you can track and measure performance against the contract to ensure that the company is meeting your needs and complying with your requirements. This will enable you to ensure optimal performance. The data you receive from tracking performance can signal challenges before they become problems and identify areas that may need improvements. Third is protect your brand. Your company's brand holds a lot of value. You do not want to tarnish it because of the actions of an unprofessional or unethical vendor. A supplier management program can provide you with the information you need, such as a supplier's social and environmental standards, to reduce your risk of a serious incident stemming from a vendor's actions. So, the number fourth point is create loyal relationships. That is, good vendors are hard to come by. If you're working with excellent suppliers, you should be doing everything you can to strengthen your relationships with them in order to build loyalty. With effective supplier management, you can ensure efficiencies that lead to smooth processes, which can help you build the loyalty you need to keep your great suppliers as part of your supply chain for the long term. Number 5 is increase administrative efficiencies. Your vendor management program can significantly drive administrative efficiencies. As a central hub for vendor master data and record keeping, this program can cut down on duplication of data, loss of contracts and other information, administrative labor costs and errors. Having one central place for all of your vendor data can help you manage your relationships with the heightened efficiency, which your suppliers will appreciate for sure. Number 6 is increase onboarding speed. The time and resources it takes to onboard new vendors can slow down your productivity and cost you money. But with supplier management, it's a bridge to obtain all relevant vendor information such as bank details, capability information, regulatory data, and capacity details, and input it into the system in a fast and error-free way of approval. The quicker you can onboard your vendors, the quicker you can move through the procurement processes and receive your goods or services so you can put them to use. Number 7 is reduce costs. When you have increased visibility, you can see invisible costs that you can then better control in order to save on costs. Additionally, having strong relationships with your suppliers due to effective procedures and processes, thanks to the vendor management system, it can help you to negotiate better rates and have access to discounts and incentives that can increase your profit margin. Managing your independent contract program is also an added boon to this program. So as you can see from the screen here, a vendor management process consists of the following 4 steps. That is, first is to establish business goals. Choose the best vendor possible from a pool of applicants. Number 3 is manage the vendors, because each vendor, as I had said earlier, would be having their different pay rates, credit system basis, etc. And finally, to consistently meet goals, that when you have your vendors at hand and the organizational goals are set, the two needs to be bridged together to have a common goal and a common platform to achieve. So this is what you can understand from the diagram. So next we'll be going to that is, what is a vendor management process flow. As we have described the diagram earlier, this is a flow to the next slide. That is, the vendor management process flow refers to the steps involved in creating an effective relationship with suppliers. We can state here the 4 steps involved in a vendor management flow. As you can see here, the first step is segmentation. Getting the segmentation right is an essential part of the vendor management process. At this stage, you can classify vendors based on a number of metrics like risk, profitability, total spend, the volume of transactions, quality of products, performance, etc. Step 2 is collaboration. Traditional vendor management practices focus on price negotiation. To unlock more value from a relationship, buyers need to broaden their focus. By working together with their suppliers, businesses can take costs and risks out of the bottom line while driving value and innovation to the top. Number 3 is implementation. Organizations can execute their vendor management process efficiently by tapping into supplier capabilities to create mutual value. Buyers and suppliers can engage in activities like cost optimization, quality management, relationship building, innovation, and risk management. Number 4 is evaluation. The final stage of the vendor management process flow is about measuring performance to check whether you have bet on the right horses. Use your development plan to check your progress with the set targets. Discuss with your vendors improvement actions or plans to meet the evolving needs. So over here is the diagram which you can see, as we had already stated the 4 stages. So over here it is a circular flow of motion. As you can see that there is the segmentation, collaboration, implementation and evaluation. With this we have come to the end of vendor management process flow topic. The next part is core vendor management features every procurement solution must have. To be as beneficial as possible, your vendor management solution should include these features. First is Visual Workflow Creator. A good vendor management application will offer an easy to use interface to develop and visualize each supplier relationship. Every business users who don't have coding expertise should be able to create and navigate a workflow easily. Second is Drag and Drop Form Builder. You can't do vendor management without forms. Users need the ability to build powerful online forms quickly with intuitive tools like a drag and drop form builder. The form builder must offer an exhaustive range of fields and a good collection of predefined form templates that users can choose from. Number 3 is cloud technology. A cloud-based vendor management application gives buyers the ability to access their vendor management process from anywhere at any time. With guaranteed uptime and centralized database, a vendor management process will be more efficient and streamlined when it lives in the cloud. Number 4 is seamless integration. Your supplier relationship management software won't work in a vacuum. It needs to interact seamlessly with the other procurement tools that are used by your business. Take a look at what systems your software needs to connect with and then pick a compatible solution. Consider a vendor management application isn't already part of a uniformed procurement software. Number 5 is security. Despite the undeniable benefits of the cloud, many businesses hesitate to fully embrace cloud technology due to security concerns. However, cloud-based vendor management software mitigates risk with features like conditional visibility, role-based access, and more. Number 6 is analytics and reporting. Vendor management applications need powerful reporting features that help organizations stay on top of their operational metrics. Users ought to be able to retrieve the desired analytical insights on vendor performance, quality, and more whenever they want, with very little effort. So, with this, we have concluded our presentation. Thank you all for your patient listening.